Right, now we'll see who have good eyes.
Not me.
Me neither, I just know. If you look straight that way, can you see the three chimneys of the power station we came from? By Caesarea? So you know that's southwest. That means that the ocean is right there, the Mediterranean Sea. At the end of the mountain range, the Carmel mountain range goes from here down, and then the coastline and the ocean. That's west and southwest. We are not on the highest spot, but one of the highest of the mountain, and we are at the end of it to the east. So we can enjoy the eastern view, and now please look towards the east, southeast. The hills and mountains of Samaria, the end of Samaria to the north. Not the greatest. And then you can see that it goes down to the valley. Now, this is a pretty wide, big valley. It's actually the biggest valley in the land of Israel. It's the Jezreel Valley, very famous valley. Lots of biblical stories, especially from the Old Testament, took place in and around the valley. And basically, when we stand here, I can give you half the Bible stories and point it out. Well, not half, but
Old
many.
Testament.
Old Testament. The other side, if you look to the northeast, you see all the hills on the north area, northeast. This is already looking on the other side, Galilee. And if you look straight ahead, there is a high mountain. This is Mount Tabor, the traditional Mount of Transfiguration. You will see it even day after tomorrow.
The one on the right?
Probably. Mount straight ahead. Close here from the Mount Tabor, there is a city on the hill. You see?
Yeah.
On the hills of Galilee, there is a city. This is Nazareth. Right there. So we're going to be in this area later on in the tour. And what else? Come closer.
Gilboa.
So we have Mount Tabor. Look back to the right, towards the south, there's another hill. This hill is called the Moreh Hill, also famous. And then it goes back to the valley, and you see another mountain range on the other side. That's Mount Gilboa, another very famous mountain. And now, seriously, let's see. How many of you can see the mountain range far at the end between the Gilboa and the Moreh Hill? Far over there is a mountain range. Can anyone see? Like a silhouette of it. You can't really see the mountain. This is another mountain range. This is the Gilead. What you have to understand is that the mountains of Gilead are in the kingdom of Jordan, which means that it's already on the other side, already behind Israel. And the land of Israel ends at the Jordan Valley, which goes down there. You cannot see, it's too low. And it goes down there. And basically, if you see the silhouette, you know that you're seeing behind the borders of Israel. Now, the Mediterranean Sea is right there. So this is Israel. That's it.
Yeah.
Going from west to east, that's what we have. Right. Shall I mention some stories from the Bible?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's open the book of Judges. First story I want to mention is going back to Mount Tabor. That's the story of Deborah. Remember her? And Barak? Fighting against a guy called? Sisera. Now, the army of Sisera... Yavin, yeah, that's true. He was the general. Yavin was the king. According to the Bible, they came from Hazor, which is further north, probably going from the west, coming into the valley, and they took over the valley. And they had a very strong army. They used chariots, which was like the tanks today, if you want. And the Israelites didn't really have weapons against that. The Israelites were running around into the hills. And then they went to, Barak went to Deborah and said, well, she called him to tell, you should fight. And he said, I'm afraid, I don't want to do it alone, join me. She said, if I will join you, all the glory will go to a woman. He said, I don't care. And the Bible says that they gathered the army at the top of Mount Tabor. Well, the Israelites are gathered their army up on the top of the mount far over there. And the army of Sisera is in the valley under. And both armies are waiting and waiting. Till God says, that's the time. That's the time to strike, and I will deliver your enemy into your hand. And while the Israelites go down from the mountain to the valley towards the army, what God does, He pours lots of rain. Now, the Jezreel Valley is a very wide, nice valley, but it doesn't drain very well. There's only one little stream. Well, the Bible refers to it as a river, the Kishon River. But it's a little stream. If you look down into the valley, you might see the path of the stream. Can you see? Between the two roads,
Oh, yes.
there's like a little path of green. Do you see what I'm pointing out? Some of you do. Others don't. This is the Kishon River. That's it. So it doesn't drain very well. And if there are lots of water, a lot of the area of the valley is covered with swamps, basically. And that's what happened. Too much mud, and all the chariots were stuck. And the army of Sisera was stuck, and so the Israelites had a much easier way to destroy them, and that's what happened. Destroyed the army, the whole army went back west. Sisera himself went to the east, trying to hide himself, going further down towards the Rift Valley. The Jordan Valley went into a tent of someone that he thought was a friend of him. Shall I continue? You know the rest. Anyway, the glory went to a woman, right? So that's one example of a story that I can tell from here, and you can more or less see the scene. Another famous story is the story of Gideon, again from the book of Judges. But the Midianites, in this case, came from the east, from behind the river, and again took over the valley. And the Israelites had to run away and hide until God called Gideon, and he gathered a very big army. We know that God called him, probably he was on the Moreh Hill, this area, and he gathered the army from the tribes around. It was a too big army. And God said, if this army will fight, they might think that they won the war and not me. So send people home. We sent many people home. What kind of people? People that needed to build a house, people that
We're afraid.
family, gave birth, pregnant. All these people went back home. Still too many people, so God tells him, go down to the spring of, anyone remember? Harod. Harod Spring. Harod Spring comes down from the slopes of Mount Gilboa. And they went down to the spring, drank water. You remember the story of the 300 chosen one? That took place right there. And then the battle took place in the valley. Again, from the Gilboa area towards the Moreh Hill. Other stories I will tell later. And that's about it.
Joe would like to share a little bit. Right?
Here or here?
Right here?